you, man?
I'm so good, man. I can cry, bro. I'm so happy.
Dude, you look great. You look like you're 20 years old again. Yeah,
Good to see you. So that's what we do. I was the Luigino, the big Luigi G-unit.
Are you owner now?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're Gonzalo's protege.
Protege, man, yeah. We're still there. We still got the energy. You know, close the door, you open a bigger one. Love you all. Remember, Bali still have good energy. We have amazing people, and together we can build amazing in here, man.
I love that.
This is Luigi. Luigi and I have known each other for decades, and we've seen our fair share of ups and downs. This man standing in front of you is a visionary and founder, and a pivotal player in the nightlife industry in Bali. Luigi and Gonzalo started a brilliant beach club business by founding La Plancha on the sunny shores of Seminyak, by introducing a new design vernacular, incorporating a gypsy, bohemian take on Balinese culture. They established an iconic look that quickly became copied and spread throughout Seminyak and Lagan. Now, almost every beach club copies some element of the original aesthetic that they had pioneered. Luigi, as a nightclub founder and visionary, imparts a really interesting tale on the story of nightlife and how it spread and began across Bali. Their industry involves heartbreak and elation and inspiration as travelers from all over the world try to find, well, whatever they're looking for in nightclubs. So join us on this episode as we explore the nightlife industry and its origins and some of the amazing people that brought to you a great night out in Bali. So when I first got to Bali, I was so excited to be living in Kuta. I mean, imagine that. These days, Kuta has seen better times as it resembles more, unfortunately, it resembles more like a slum. But one of the perks of living in Kuta was that I was pretty close to where all the nightlife was. And in order to talk about the full, complete story of nightlife in Bali, we need to pay homage to a few really interesting things. The first thing was the creation and evolution of what was perhaps the largest party place in all of Asia, and that was Sky Garden. Sky Garden, as you can see, has changed management, but there used to be, well, this entire street used to be a traffic jam getting all the way to Sky Garden because it was so popular. Sky Garden was founded and pioneered, led by Sean Mak. Sky Garden has been sold by Sean to what has been rumored to some bankers in Surabaya, and the club has, of course, seen better times. What made Sky Garden amazing back in the day was how ambitious and how, what's the right word? Customer-centric the place had become. So you see, when Sky Garden first started, they were actually more akin to an upscale Starbucks. So over time, what happened was that they leveled up literally. They added one floor up, one floor up, one floor over, and the whole entire thing became a multi-story complex playing 6 or 7 different genres of music, and it was packed. It was basically a circus every night, and it was packed to the gills. But the Sky Garden story is one of probably remiss these days because after Sean sold it, it had never really seen those days before. Not a lot of people might know this, but when I first came to Bali, it was days right after the second Bali bomb. The first Bali bomb happened right behind me here in a nightclub. On October 12th, 2002, which was about the time I graduated from college, there was a gigantic explosion here at this site, which was the Sorry Club. Basically, if I understand correctly, it was a 2-part explosion. These are terrorist acts which create a first explosion, drawing a large crowd, followed by a secondary explosion that kills the crowd that appeared in the first place. It was an act of terrorism that really put Bali and the tourism industry in shock for a period of 2 years. And it was super damaging. Here's a list of some of the victims that were killed during this time. So the majority of the people who were killed in the incident were from Australia, followed by Indonesians, mostly Balinese working in the clubs, followed by the English. And memorials like this are a sobering reminder to the intensity of running a nightclub business. On the upside, you can have something like Atlas, like Finn's, that's a thriving place. But on the downside, you can have something as foreboding as being a target for terrorism. So something to keep in mind, I think, when we think about the nightlife industry here in Bali. Now, on the subject of nightclubs, this is probably one of the largest, in addition to La Favela, nightclubs in Bali. This is owned by Sean Mak and is called Shishi. And Shishi is a really interesting North American interpretation of what a quality nightlife experience should be like. So what goes into that interpretation? Well, let's take a look and see what's inside, right? So here's kind of like the way that I like Shishi to work out. Number one, you have a good menu of all the acts and people that are coming, and you have something over here. This is all you can eat fine dining buffet that is about $20. And this particular idea was pioneered by Sean. Sean, I believe Sean once remarked that he was the largest account holder of Diageo, which is a large alcohol distributor in Asia. So basically, his previous project before Shishi was called Sky Garden. Sky Garden was brilliant for the quality of the deal. And so the deal was this. The deal was if you went there for dinner, it was astoundingly cheap. It was almost like $5 or $6 at the time in 2009. But what would happen is that the hungry backpackers and patrons that were in Kuta looking to sustain themselves and looking to get a cheap meal would all go to Sky Garden for dinner. And then immediately afterwards, Sean would offer in Sky Garden a happy hour for beer at reduced rates. And as the crowd culminated and grew throughout the day, throughout the evening, he would gradually raise the rates of alcohol until it reached full prices. So the reason that's brilliant is because Sean understood, or maybe he just intuitively knew this, that not every hour in a nightclub is equally valuable. You can see right now, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon and nobody's in this nightclub at all right now. There's not even anybody eating lunch here. But the value of a nightclub is all about how many people you can get in the door before the big spenders arrive. Now, if the big spenders come and they're seeing nobody in the door, nobody dancing, then it is a failed entry experience. But Sean knew that different people are motivated at different price points throughout different hours of the day, and he was really, really clever at staging the audience through different hours of the day to come to his club, such that by peak hours, his club was always pumping. And he does a very similar tactic again here at Shishi, where the clientele is a little bit more upscale, but he also still uses the same idea of getting in quality food at low prices, gets people in that first tranche for dinner, and then they simply extend and keep on drinking and stay in your club for the evening. A pretty brilliant move, Sean.
A worthwhile segue, a quick trip to a special mini market. But this isn't just any mini market. This happens to be a mini market that has a strategic position. I would call it the most strategic position parking spot, because it's the one place where can of Coke you can park in front of, well, I guess what would be 2 of the largest nightclubs in Seminyak. More on those later after I pay for my can of Coke. Okay. There you go. Okay. All right. That brings us to the discussion at hand. Wait, La Favela. So, a Spanish entrepreneur by the name of Gonzalo opened up a really revolutionary approach towards how to make a nightclub. As with any really good nightclub owner, the thing that you're really trying to do is you're trying to get a simple thing to happen. You're trying to get an engagement. The engagement looks a little bit like this. So old men have money. You want to get old men to spend money by buying drinks. Old men don't buy drinks unless young women dance. Young women don't dance unless they see hot young men. So that is the dynamic that these 2 organizations need to acquire every evening as they try to fill their doors.
South Africa, Lekker. Tell us where you're from. What part of Indonesia?
Bali.
Bali. What about you guys? Where are you guys from? England. Where are you guys coming from?
From India.
From India. What part of India?
Mumbai.
Mumbai. Excuse me, where are you guys coming from?
Oh, Germany.
Germany. Sydney.
Yeah.
Where are you guys coming from?
Malaysia.
Indonesia.
Malaysia.
Malaysia. Where are you from? Timor. Kupang. Where are you guys coming from?
Singapore.
Singapore lah. Where are you guys coming from?
Amsterdam, brother.
Holland. Now, Gonzalo's entire premise of building a place like La Favela was a place where you could have a continuous house party every single day of the week, which in many ways was just what Bali was looking for. The way that a place like La Favela works is circulation. You kind of need to keep everyone circulating around from one space to another. Otherwise, people get bored and they want to move on to the next venue. So what you really see here, in a strange way, is kind of a playground that's made for mating adults, perhaps. So the sequence of rooms at La Favela keep the novelty of the space revealing itself over in different stages, thus locking you into a continuous night of partying in one venue, which I think was pretty much an elevated way to approach the nightlife problem of using a single music genre to keep everyone in the same place, but by changing the visual genre continuously. And what do you expect to find at La Favela?
La Favela is one of our favorite bars to come to.
Okay.
We come here often. It's always a good vibe. It's beautiful. It's got amazing scenery, and the people are always
Hey, actually that goes very well into this whole this theory that I'm putting together. So the idea is, if you design a nightclub, you better find a way to retain your audience. Do you think they retain you guys by creating a different sense of places in this? Yeah, that's working.
First time at La Favela,
Right.
and it's different to everywhere else in Canggu and Seminyak.
So
I've come here again.
How long are you staying in Bali?
1 month.
1 month. Are you a digital nomad?
No.
What are you doing here for a month? Oh, OnlyFans.
Heal my heartbreak.
Heal your heartbreak.
Yes.
You're on a rebound trip.
I'm not looking for anyone, but
You're at a nightclub.
really trying to get fucked up. I feel like La Favela is more of a chill vibe. They retain
It's funny how
their
that people think that way.
customers by being chill, by being like.
You guys are very chill. Very chill. Yeah.
Really?
Like
I love that you think that, because we're actually hammered, but you know what? When you're a girl, you learn to pretend, you know what I mean? Like, I need to get into this club, I can't be acting blackout, I know. La Favela has got a very unique aesthetic that restaurants have.
Do you think it's kind of ironic that a place that models itself after a slum gets the highest aspiration for nightclubs, yeah?
Brazil.
Because
Okay, so rich people love to cosplay as being poor, and that's just my personal opinion. Yeah, they do. Oh.
And
Here with 30 of our family.
35.
family reunion.
Holiday. Canggu's too busy. Canggu's too far, and the traffic thereabouts to get to other places is crazy.
fascinating. Okay, so the traffic is intimidating people from going on.
We're in the slums.
Slumming it, yeah. I think you were.
scared.
I think you were right on that idea of how we gotta get you to say that again. Rich people love.
Cosplaying as poor people, they find it fun.
You must be from the aristocracy.
Must be from where?
The aristocracy.
No, I'm from New Zealand, guys.
But she owns all the sheep in New Zealand, so.
And I fuck them all too.
So, at the end of the episode, how does the nightlife industry really affect Bali property and real estate? The thing to remember is that increasingly, with younger and more vibrant, I wouldn't say vibrant, but with younger demographics coming to Bali, there's going to be an increasing gravity towards places where people will be able to, where young travelers will be able to find companionship, meaning, excitement. And so you're gonna have to think about, as a property owner, as a property developer, how to think of the neighborhood as the attraction, as the neighborhood as the primary reason why somebody has decided to come to take in accommodations from your particular hotel, resort, or villa. So knowing this and then being able to apply principles of where nightclubs and marketplaces for people to meet people are going to be, I think, a strong strategy for how to plan investment, how to plan development, and how to tap into the local zeitgeist, the local energy that can propel your investment forward. You're going to have to remember this, that not everyone comes to Bali specifically to stay in your particular property. That's not the primary reason. They might of came in particular to party at Motel Mexicola because they saw that it was going to be an anchor point to the overall experience in Bali. They might have chosen another completely different experience. But whether you like nightlife or not, it is one of the largest industries in Bali, and it is definitely one of the industries that I would say draws in a lot of the critical memories of Bali upon reflection. This is Jing again with the Bali Business Review, and it's been a pleasure to bring to you this excellent story of how the nightlife industry rose and remains relevant to property investment decisions. I hope you'll take this into consideration. If you like what you see, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. That keeps the channel going, and it keeps me definitely motivated on producing more market insight videos. All right, signing off from here at Motel Mexicola in Seminyak. Catch you on the next episode.